Welcome back to Prime Edition. Our locals at KBC Channel 1 speak to us on all those platforms. Now, moving on, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has challenged Kenyan investors locally and also across the borders to embrace private sector for widely economic growth of the country. Speaking here in Nairobi, Kenya, during the launch of the Kenya Diaspora Investment Strategy and Digital Remittance Booklet, Mudavadi, who's also the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, said that the private sector is the primary driver of job creation, innovation, and sustainable economic growth. Here's that report.
On Tuesday, Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Musalia Mudavadi led top officials from the State Department for Diaspora Affairs and Development Partners launch the Kenya Diaspora Investment Strategy 2025-2030 and Digital Remittance Booklet. Mudavadi rallied Kenyans locally and in the diaspora to embrace the private.
What is good for the investor here should be equal to what the diaspora is looking for. If the investment climate is wrong, even for the Kenyan investor who is domiciled here, then it is not right for the diasporan investor either. So I want us to look at this investment agenda holistically and globally. It has to be a package. We must create the right environment across the board.
Mudavadi further said the launch of the Diaspora Investment Strategy marks a new chapter in the country's economic diplomacy.
When there is efficient and free flow of capital and investment in all our countries, we cannot rely on one country having that freedom and others not having it, because ultimately then the benefits will not go to everybody.
The idea of nationhood, the idea of their culture, their faith, their customs, their dreams and aspirations continued forever for 2,000 years in the diaspora. That is the power of diaspora. Diasporas are able to carry dreams, aspirations, ideas, even nationhood.
Diaspora Investment Strategy aligns with the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda and Kenya's Vision 2030 goals. The 5-year plan focuses on sustainable development through increased investment, trade, and enterprise creation. At the same time, development partners, including the International Organization Migration and UK International Development, noted the Digital Remittance Booklet is a practical guide that promotes secure, affordable, and accessible remittance channels.
The potential of the diaspora community is just information, and I think today we're talking about how we're making information available to the larger community. It's also focused on increased understanding engagement with financial stakeholders on the barriers and opportunities that they face and how we can address them to reduce costs and increase the impact of remittances.
We've deepened our partnership with Kenya, not just here in Nairobi, but also working closely with Kenya Diaspora in the UK and exploring ways to make remittances cheaper and more productive. Through enabling as many people as possible to access digital remittance services, we've helped to significantly reduce the cost incurred when sending remittances from the UK to Kenya.